Hello, welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thank you so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Punta Gorda's police chief is placed on administrative leave after he and an officer are facing charges related to the fatal shooting of a woman. Prosecutors charging Officer Lee Cole with manslaughter in the death of retired librarian Mary Knowlton. Police Chief Tom Lewis is also facing a culpable negligence charge. The 73-year-old Knowlton was accidentally shot by Cole while acting as a victim in a shoot-don't-shoot scenario last August. Cole's weapon was supposed to be loaded with blanks, but was actually loaded with real bullets. Punta Gorda's city manager defended his police chief despite the charges he now faces.
Tom Lewis is a fine man. I know he is committed to excellence in his profession and has the best interest of the community at heart. If you believe otherwise, you just don't know him.
Cole could get up to 30 years in prison. Chief Lewis could receive up to 60 days in jail. City council members approved a $2.6 million settlement with Knowlton's family last November. A statewide alert has been issued for a missing child in Central Florida. 7-month-old Alina Ward was last seen in Kissimmee wearing a pink hoodie with a white flower pattern, white pants, and Jordan shoes. She's believed to be in the company of 23-year-old Dante Ward. Both are believed to be traveling in a 2012 silver Infiniti. If you spot them, authorities advise you not to approach them. Instead, call 911 or local law enforcement immediately. Sarasota police officers once again taking some time for a cup of coffee with the public. The department hosting another of its Coffee with a Cop events this morning. This one taking place at the Starbucks on 1st Street in downtown Sarasota. The event gives the community opportunity to get questions answered, voice their concerns, and just get to know the officers, which is something SPD says has been a top priority in improving community relations.
I actually like the fact that they are reaching out to the community. I think the community needs to know that the police are here for us.
And they're also human, you know, they're just like us, they're regular people. They might be in uniform, but they like to enjoy a cup of coffee too, you know, they're regular people just like us.
Coffee with a Cop is a national movement among law enforcement officers across the country. Students at Alta Vista Elementary School celebrating Black History Month with a National African American Read-In. Local leaders will be coming in to read books to kids written by African Americans. A few scheduled readers on the list include Sarasota Mayor Willie Shaw, Vice Mayor Shelley Freeland Eddy, and Sarasota City Commissioner Susan Chapman. Several school board district members will also be taking part in this read-in today. President's Day may be over, but that's not stopping a few kids from celebrating the holiday. First grade students from Lakeview Elementary School in Sarasota dressing up this morning as some of our commanders-in-chief. The presentation was part of a research assignment. Kids also had to write reports on the 45 presidents. One child we spoke to was dressed as Abraham Lincoln.
I was shot and killed by John Lewis at the Ford Theater 5 days after General Robert E. surrendered the Civil War.
We think that understanding America's history is really important and that they can understand where the traditions that we have come from.
The students also had to recite facts about each president, as you heard there. They also performed some patriotic songs to go along with what looks like a great program.
Yeah. How cute is that, right?
I'm sure the parents loved it today. And we still have some showers around, John.
Oh, we do. Some drizzle out there. A little,
nothing heavy.
Few sprinkles. I was kind of hoping we'd get rid of it by now, but within the next hour or two, I think they'll be gone.
Yeah.
We have some dry air aloft kind of filtering in, and I think it's we're on our way to a pretty nice weekend, I think. Looks that way. So we started off the morning with a few breaks in the clouds, but then we had a few scattered areas of drizzle move on through. Then a few more breaks in the clouds, then some heavier clouds moved on in. We got some pretty strong winds actually up in North Florida, and I think that's helping to bring in a little extra moisture across the region. The whole area is part of a low pressure system that continues to pull away, but just in the last hour, over as winds kind of moved over top of Tampa Bay, we picked up a little bit of light drizzle. Now, a lot of what you see there is not even reaching the ground. There's only small little portions of that cloud that's actually dropping any kind of moisture to the ground. That's kind of ominous looking there, isn't it? Scott and I were just talking, if this were August, we'd be kind of concerned about a spiral pattern like that. But this is a cold core system, not a warm core system, and will continue to pull away as high pressure builds in. Nicer weather coming. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. A new report from the United Way reveals how many people are living near poverty level on the Suncoast. According to the Bradenton Herald, this report shows Manatee County had the highest number of people living near the poverty line. 31% of households earn less than $20,000 a year for a single adult and $55,000 for a family of 4. In Sarasota County, 25% of people earn less than the basic cost of living. Expect some delays if you're heading out to Manasota Key today. Construction work started this morning on the Tom Adams Bridge. Crews will be removing steel support beams that were used to install new walkways on the bridge. While those beams are being lifted, all traffic will have to be stopped, meaning some lanes will have to close. But the work is expected to wrap up around 3:30 this afternoon. Siesta Key Beach once again receiving some international attention. TripAdvisor has ranked the beach as the 5th best beach in the world in 2017 in its Traveler's Choice Awards. The rankings are based on the number of reviews and ratings on the travel website over the past year. Siesta is also the only beach in the United States to make this list of the world's best 25 beaches. So if you think it's crowded now, just wait until these rankings get out there all over the world. Time now to get over to the kitchen now, where executive chef Ian Clark joins us from Harry's Continental Kitchen. Ian, great to see you again. What's on your menu for today?
Good to see you. Today I'm making fried green tomatoes over a Brussels sprout and jicama slaw with a hot bacon and roasted ginger dressing.
Oh, it all sounds delicious. We'll be back with you in a little bit. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
The kitchen is where life happens. Manasota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works in contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more.
The 4th Annual St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, February 25th and 26th at North Straw Park in St. Petersburg.
Bring your love and appreciation of art to the St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I got some really great ribeyes, but my old grill died.
We got a lot of grills here. I show Clay a 3-burner with stainless steel grates. We'll even set it up and deliver it for him.
Ace is the place where you'll feel like you're in grill heaven. Only you won't run into your old grill. That would be awkward.
I'm gonna need more ribeyes.
Don't miss these February red hot buys on Wild Bird Food and Scott's Bonus S Weed and Feed. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at some pretty quiet conditions outside right now, except for a little bit of drizzle in some places and a little bit of cloud cover, but we don't have any more driving rain in store for us. We don't have any more 2-inch rains not for the next, well, for the foreseeable future. 70 degrees our current air temperature. We have a dew point of 63. A lot of cloud cover out there right now and a northwest wind coming in at about 9. The westerly component to the wind helping to induce a rip current problem along the coastlines and also picking up a little bit of Gulf moisture and bay moisture and slinging it back in the form of some light drizzle in places. 70 degrees in Parrish. Wauchula the same. Myakka coming in at 69. So is Lakewood Ranch. Bradenton the same. We have to the south of us a little bit warmer temperatures in Punta Gorda coming in at 71. 69 in Northport. 68 in Venice and in Inglewood. So there's the big gyre of spinning low pressure continuing to bring inclement weather to parts of Florida, especially from about Kennedy Space Center northward. They're getting some pretty good onshore wind flow there. 30, 35 mile an hour gusts along the coastline due to these onshore storms coming onshore. And some pretty heavy rainfall at times. We're not really getting any of that. We're kind of on the dry side of this system. So we'll continue to dry out over the course of the afternoon, and we'll probably be left with some pretty nice weather as we head into the later part of the afternoon and into the evening. A lot of what you see here is not touching the ground. It is re-evaporating before it hits the ground. We have a very thin moisture layer in the atmosphere. And above the clouds, very dry air starting to filter down. But some of it is real. Some of these darker spots that you see here are producing some showers and producing some rain hitting the ground. But the radar returns are coming in at very, very low energy values, indicating very light rain around. Low pressure area spins around, moves out into the Atlantic. The wraparound moisture starts to decrease. High pressure builds in today. We get that northwest wind that's breezy at times, and that is going to bring us some fairer weather as that drier air filters southward. I think with that dry air in place, when the next front arrives here on Saturday night, it's not going to be able to do a whole lot in the way of produce rain showers. Afternoon clearing today, breezy winds, and then I think a warm afternoon. Depending on when we break into the sunshine here, we could get up to the upper 70s, certainly solidly into the mid 70s today. Either way, above average in our daytime high temperature, above the normal. So this is our future rainfall forecast. The low pressure area continues to move away. We get into some clearing here mixed with a little bit of fair weather cloudiness. We'll see a fair amount of sunshine as well. And then we'll watch the next front begin to approach. I think we'll probably see Saturday night some scattered showers in north central Florida, certainly in the panhandle of the state. But as this system gets closer to us, I think it's going to lose a lot of its energy, and it certainly won't have much moisture to work with. So we'll enjoy, I think, some fair weather Saturday night, and certainly Sunday will be beautiful as the winds shift once again and draw down some drier, lower humidity air. We'll be left with a daytime high that's more seasonable on Sunday, and lots of sunshine around as well. Scott?
All right, John, thank you so much. In health news, an injury once associated with adult athletes is starting to become more and more common among kids and teenagers. ACL injuries are on the rise, which is the tearing of the anterior cruciate ligament. Researchers found the knee injury has been climbing more than 2% each year for 15 and 16-year-old girls, and rates are even higher for boys at almost 3%. It's definitely a wake-up call for coaches, doctors, and parents to make sure active young athletes get the training they need to prevent this injury. Martial arts can be a great way for kids to improve their physical fitness, but it can also put them at high risk for injuries. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, more than 6.5 million kids practice karate and taekwondo. They're at the highest risk for serious injuries because face guards and soft helmets have not been proven to be able to prevent concussions. Doctors say most of the injuries seen from martial arts are toe and foot injuries. Techniques like choking are especially dangerous.
Inadvertently, they can be pressure put from the opponent's elbows onto what we call the air pipe, so it can cause extreme choking and can actually sometimes lead to instant death.
The AAP is recommending kids should not participate in sparring activities until they are physically mature enough to do so safely. The group is also calling on martial arts competitions to stop the practice of awarding extra points for head kicks due to the risk of concussion. Here at ABC 7 this evening, we're focusing on your health. Doctors and staff with Venice Regional Bayfront Health will be on hand at ABC 7 taking your calls and answering your questions about what bariatric surgeries and metabolic procedures are available and who can benefit from them. This all begins during our evening newscast beginning at 5 o'clock this afternoon. A disabled Navy veteran who was beaten while trying to save a turtle in Daytona receiving a nice reward for his heroic efforts. Gary Bluff was given the keys to a 2012 Kia Forte from Daytona Kia Mitsubishi yesterday. The 45-year-old says his family didn't have a car and it often took him all day to take a bus to the Veterans Administration for an appointment. A Marine veteran heard about Bluff's plight and contacted the dealership. Last week, he was severely beaten by 3 men after he confronted them about hurting the turtle outside his apartment. Those men are now facing charges. All right, speaking of cars, this weekend, hundreds of them, classic cars, all types, will be on display at an annual spring car show. John is with a guest from Gamble Plantation in Ellington to tell us more. John?
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Kevin Kaiser is here. He's the park manager over at the Gamble Plantation. And this weekend, right?
Correct.
Comes the big car show, a once-a-year event that benefits, of course, the plantation. A lot of people would say, well, wait, don't you get all your money from the state? City, what are you worried about over there? But this is really a very important event that you have.
Yes, it is. It supports the Gamble Plantation Preservation Alliance. It also supports another not-for-profit, Insolve Maternity Homes. Both of them are equal partners in the car show. And it is an annual spring event, and there's also one in the fall. We have 2 car shows a year.
I was there last year, and it is spectacular. Well, you have a lot of beautiful cars out there, and cars that you just don't get to see anywhere else.
No, that's true. It's that last show that you were at that we had over 260 cars that showed up for that show. So it was a wonderful record-breaking show, and we're hoping for the same.
Yeah, you have Smokey and the Bandit's car out there, all kinds of cool
stuff. Yes, we did.
The Gamble Plantation, for the folks that haven't been out there, it's a real little slice of history and unique, I think, to this area. Tell people what they can see, as well as cars, when they come out there for the event.
Well, the Gamble Plantation is an 1840s historic home. It's the oldest building in Manatee County that's still standing. So it's a traditional old sugar plantation home. So we try to interpret the home from the time the Gambles were there, from the 1840s to the 1860s.
So you've got a lot of the furniture that they may have had?
We have period-correct furnishings in the home, and there are tours of the home given throughout the day so that you can see what life would have been like during that time.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive thing to see. The event is very inexpensive, too, and very family-friendly. Tell us about that.
Well, the event is free to the public. We only ask for a donation for parking when you come into the park. If you want to enter a car in the car show, it's $20 a day of the show, which this is the only time you can do now. And all the proceeds directly benefit the park.
That's a great deal, I tell you. The event is this Saturday, the 25th, from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, and it really is a great time. And the weather should cooperate nicely, I think. So
well, that's good to hear.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you,
really
John.
Appreciate it, Kevin. We'll be right back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
With Granny Nannies, they get to stay in the comfort of their own home.
It still gives them the dignity and the respect that they deserve. I do everything I can to make their lives easier.
To see them smile, to be there on their bad days as well as their good days, and be able to make their bad days a better day. It's about giving them the quality of life they deserve. I am Granny Nannies, a helping hand and a gentle heart.
Hurry in to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings on some of America's best vehicles. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Get all the safety and security of a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,599. Or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Patriot for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Nobody beats Bacon's with Bassett. Rich finishes, beautiful colors, and over 1,000 different fabrics and leathers to choose from. Bassett Custom Furniture at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Right now, all custom premier sofas, upholstered headboards, and ottomans are 40% off. Don't miss this opportunity to get the custom ordered furniture you've been dreaming of for a limited time at 40% off. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Thinking about having surgery can be a scary thing. Take somebody who's in severe pain, bring them in, take good care of them, and then get them out and back to their life is huge. We focus on minimally invasive approaches when possible, and oftentimes people can be back up on their feet in a day or two with a whole lot less pain than before surgery. We fix people's lives. We do.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
A shocking gymnastics scandal involving a longtime Team USA doctor. Dr. Larry Nassar is being charged with 22 counts of sexual abuse. The once top sports doctor is accused of assaulting 9 female gymnasts in Michigan. 2 of them were under the age of 13. One of his alleged victims includes 2000 Olympic bronze medalist Jamie Dancer, who says she was 13 at the time.
I never questioned Dr. Nassar's treatment. So for me, I get upset because I look back and I don't know how I wasn't uncomfortable, but just being a kid and being a little girl and being in such an intense environment, I trusted Dr. Nassar.
Nassar was the Team USA gymnastics physician for 18 years. The NCAA finding multiple violations against the University of Mississippi's football program. The school says the NCAA has added 8 new violations against the program. 6 are level 1 violations, which are the most serious. They include cash payments from boosters to players, and incidents involving previous staff members, and a lack of institutional control. Altogether, Ole Miss is facing 21 violations. The university has self-imposed a 1-year postseason football ban for the 2017 season after receiving the notice. Chris Paul could be returning to the court tonight for the LA Clippers. The Clips star guard has been sidelined with a torn ligament in his thumb. He had surgery last month and was expected to be out about 6 to 8 weeks. Clippers will be taking on the first-place Golden State Warriors tonight out west. All right, let's get back to the kitchen. John is there with the executive chef Ian Clark from Harry's Continental Kitchen. John?
Always have a pleasure with Ian in the kitchen. Thank you for coming in today, sir.
Always a good time. Thanks for having me,
Always
John.
love the food out there, too, by the way.
It's pretty good, isn't
stuff. It sure is. And you're cooking up fried green tomato. You know, when I first heard about fried green tomatoes, I thought it was a special kind of tomato.
Nope. Just an unripened tomato.
Unripened tomato. From any market, you can get green tomatoes.
Any market, usually, believe it or not, the unripened tomatoes are more expensive than the ripened tomatoes.
Isn't that weird?
Just for this reason.
Huh, about that. So this is, I guess, a traditional Southern dish. Tell us how you're kind of mixing it up a little bit.
Well, this is going to go over a Brussels sprout and jicama slaw with a hot bacon and roasted ginger dressing.
Ooh-wee, that sounds
I had
good.
made over here.
Oh, my goodness.
So these are just slices of green tomato that you dredge in flour first, then egg, and then breadcrumbs.
Okay. Looks like you're using panko there.
This is panko, yes. And have a pan nice and hot. You want the oil around 350 degrees. It might splatter a little bit when you put it in. That's just the moisture from the tomatoes leaching out into the oil.
I have read some things about when you deep fry something, you should not let the oil smoke. Is that right?
You don't want the oil to smoke.
That's
if the oil's smoking, it's too hot. Oil will smoke around 400 degrees. 350 degrees is pretty much the ideal temperature for frying.
Okay.
If you're going to pan fry, you can go a little lower than that just because you're not submerging it completely in oil. You want to do it on both sides.
Okay.
So right here, I just got some Brussels sprouts fresh from the market, and I'm just going to shave up a little bit. And this is going to be the base to the coleslaw. And then I have jicama, which is this white root right here.
That is a delicious vegetable that I don't think we eat enough of in America.
A lot of people don't even know about it.
Right.
It's actually from Mexico. It's like a Mexican turnip, pretty much. Super healthy.
Has kind of a little apple flavor in it, I think, maybe?
Kind of a little apple. It's almost like radish.
Yeah.
Only not quite as bitter.
Not without the pepper kind of
Yeah,
sting
without
to
the
it.
pepper, with like that arugula bite that you get from it.
It's good stuff.
And to do that, all we're going to do is shred it with a box grater, nice and simple. I'm going to check on these tomatoes. They should be getting a little longer.
Yeah, getting there.
So then I have a bowl here, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put all this shredded Brussels sprout in.
Okay.
Maybe do one more. And then I'm going to do the jicama on the box grater. Mix that in there, and then I got that hot bacon dressing. And to make that, all it is fresh bacon. You dice it up, and then you render it down, get the bacon crispy, and then add some red onion, add red wine vinegar. The rest of the ingredients are on the website.
You know, my wife and I were having this discussion the other day. Do you think the best way to cook bacon is in an oven or in a fry pan?
Depends on if it's frozen or not.
What? Tell me more about
If
that.
your bacon's frozen, you're better off cooking it in the oven. Just because, number one, the splash factor. You don't want to get splattered a lot because there's still all that moisture in the bacon from being frozen. And number two, if you bake it in the oven when it's frozen, it'll stay flat. It won't get all curled up and crispy like when you do it in the pan. Because it started out frozen and it takes longer to cook, but it stays flat, and that's how you get all those picture-perfect pieces of bacon.
How about that? So if it's room temperature in the skillet is probably the better way to go.
Skillet's fine.
Well, you learn something every day. There you go.
So then I got this Brussels sprout, jicama. Gonna mix this vinaigrette in there. This has roasted ginger, which is something we just started doing at the restaurant. It's kind of different. Gives it a little spice, and we roast the ginger off whole. I mean, skin and everything in the oven for about an hour, and then hit it in a food processor, or RoboCoupe is what we use, and it gives it a real distinctive flavor.
Well, we got about 15 seconds left. We have a final product that's already done. I'll let you finish this up while I remind everybody that the recipe's on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining button. It'll take you right there. I noticed you finished it off with a kind of aioli there.
Yeah,
Is that
this
what
is
it
a
is?
roasted red pepper aioli.
And the recipe for that is also on the website?
That's on the website. That's real simple to make. It's just roasted red bell peppers, some mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and put it all in a food processor.
Oh, look at that. Man, that looks good. Be sure and get the recipe, and I can't wait to get a fork because I'm tucking into this. Ian, thanks so much for coming in today. Sure do appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Take care.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works in contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more.
The 4th Annual St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, February 25th and 26th at North Straub Park in St. Petersburg.
Bring your love and appreciation of art to the St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
In town? On the town, The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Maine. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. In a late-night decision, President Trump reversed President Obama's directive to public schools that allows transgender students to use the bathroom that matches their gender identity. The decision already sparking outrage. ABC's Stephanie Ramos explains.
Overnight, protesters upset with President Trump's stance on transgender rights took their complaint straight to the White House.
Shame on Trump! Protect the trans student!
In a late-night announcement, the White House reversed guidelines issued under President Obama. Public schools no longer require to allow transgender students to use the bathroom of their choice.
The federal government was engaged in gross overreach when it issued this directive.
During the bathroom bill debate in North Carolina, candidate Trump said people should use the bathroom they feel is appropriate, even indicating support for Caitlyn Jenner, but now says it's up to individual states.
The president's made it clear throughout the campaign that he's a firm believer in rights and that certain issues like this are not best dealt with at the federal level.
Top Democrats calling the reversal just plain wrong and saying civil rights are not confusing. Jackie Ivanko, who sang at President Trump's inauguration and whose sister is transgender, tweeting, "You gave me the honor to sing at your inauguration. Please give me and my sis the honor to meet with you to talk. Hashtag transgender rights." On Good Morning America this morning with her sister, Juliet Ivanko said fortunately her school is supportive of her transgender status.
When I heard about it, I was very disappointed, and I realized that we would need to take action.
There won't be any immediate impact on schools because the Obama guidance was blocked by a federal judge. It could now be up to the Supreme Court to decide this issue. White House spokesman Sean Spicer denied media reports that the Education Secretary Betsy DeVos and Attorney General Jeff Sessions disagreed on this decision, saying both are on board. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Angry voters are working to have their voices heard in town hall meetings across the country. They're venting to Republican lawmakers about Congress and some of President Trump's more controversial policies like health care and immigration. Since the backlash started, some lawmakers have decided not to hold those town halls, but that isn't stopping their constituents. Some are holding up their driver's licenses to prove they are from the local area.
I think some people are clearly upset, but there is a bit of professional protester manufactured base in there. Just because they're loud doesn't necessarily mean that there are many.
The White House blames liberal groups for the demonstrations. They say it's the same type of thing that happened with Republicans in 2009 when Obamacare was first on the table. Cleanup continues today at the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline Camp. Protesters were given a 2 o'clock deadline yesterday to clear the premises or risk arrest. Most of the campers marched out of the area ahead of that deadline, but 10 people ended up being arrested who defied the order. Since last April, the land has been the epicenter of the fight against the government and opponents who say the pipeline will disturb sacred Native American sites and could possibly pollute the water supply there. Well, if at first you don't succeed, just try again, and that's what SpaceX did today with its Dragon capsule. The spacecraft successfully docked with the International Space Station just before 6 o'clock this morning. It's carrying more than 5,000 pounds of experiments and supplies for the 6 astronauts currently living on board the station. The capsule was delayed a day after a navigation issue was found. NASA says an incorrect data point was entered into the capsule's computer. This is the 10th supply mission SpaceX has flown for NASA. An historic piece of space history is getting ready to hit the road. The Apollo 11 Command Module will be featured in major museums across the country and a traveling tour. It celebrates the 50th anniversary of the historic moon landing. Stops include museums in Houston, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Seattle. The capsule carried Americans 950,000 miles to the moon and back in 1969. This will be the first time the module will be moved from the Smithsonian in 40 years. Hope it comes close to us. That'd be neat to see again.
You saw it before?
At the Smithsonian.
Yeah, so did I. I was kind of surprised at how small it was.
I know.
I thought it would be a lot bigger than that, but they were cramped in there. Yeah, they were. It's pretty interesting too. It seemed like it was how to put it, kind of low tech. I guess it seemed like.
Now it seems that way, but back then.
Back then, yeah. But now you wear more compute power on your wrist than they had in those computers.
Right.
That's pretty amazing. A little cloud cover out there, a little mist in places. We've had some patches of drizzle over the last hour in other locations, but the Lakewood Ranch webcam put it into motion shows you got some breaks in the clouds, and when you see those breaks, you'll notice the sky is very blue back behind it, so there is some dry air aloft. You can see that spinning kind of gyre of moisture associated with the low pressure area. About halfway across the state now, it'll eventually make its way out into the Atlantic and its grip on Florida lessen. We have some light patches of drizzle across the region right now, maybe even mist. I mean, these are the lowest levels of radar echo return that you can get. So a lot of this not even reaching the ground. Nothing but improving conditions over the course of the afternoon, and I think as we head into the evening hours, it'll be a very nice evening to be out and about and stroll your neighborhoods. Tomorrow, sunny, and then the weekend looks good too. We'll talk about that in a second. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Some disturbing video surfacing from California. It shows an off-duty police officer fighting with a 13-year-old boy. Authorities say there were ongoing issues between the officer and the kids about them walking across his property. Hundreds gathered to demonstrate after video of the struggle surfaced.
A child should not be handled like that. Like, as a child, like as a young person myself, like I'm being empathetic towards that situation. It's appalling. It's disgusting.
Police are investigating the incident, and the officer is said to be cooperating. Here in Florida, victims of the Pulse nightclub massacre will soon have their stories told in a national oral history project. Producers from StoryCorps will be spending 5 days in Orlando to record the stories of the victims and the residents who were changed by the tragedy. The project is a joint effort between StoryCorps and an Orlando public radio station. The project begins next month. The latest now in a stand your ground case in Pasco County. Retired police captain Curtis Reeves is charged with killing a man at a movie theater there after an argument over cell phone use. His wife is hoping her voice on the stand can help him avoid a murder trial. ABC's Steve Osunsami has more.
The wife of 73-year-old Curtis Reeves is defending her husband at this Florida court hearing to decide if he has a good enough excuse to avoid a murder trial. Vivian Reeves told the judge he fired his gun in self-defense.
You're looking at Mr. Olson at that point, and you see him lunging forward. Is that correct?
Yes, I saw that. His whole upper body just came forward, and I thought that he was coming over.
Reeves is accused of killing 43-year-old Chad Olson during an argument at this Tampa area movie theater in 2014. He's hoping to use Florida's controversial stand your ground law to avoid prosecution. The two men are seen arguing in this blurry surveillance video from the dark theater. That's Reeves at the bottom right of the screen. The court has already heard from doctors who say that Reeves is an old man with arthritis who had good reason to fear a physical fight with a man who was 6'3". But lawyers for the victim's family aren't buying it.
I really think that this is a lot of smokescreen stuff. I think they're just trying to say that he was this gentle, frail old man.
The entire argument was over a cell phone that Olson was using during the previews. His wife, who was sitting next to him in the theater, says he was using the phone to reach their babysitter. She told us he did stand up to argue with Reeves, but says Reeves stood up too.
He was steps above us, the other guy. He was towering over us. How is that a threat?
But in these police recordings, Reeves tells a different story.
Scared the hell out of me. Okay. I thought the guy was fixing to beat the
That's Steve Osunsami reporting. In consumer news, ride-sharing rival Lyft is expanding its services. It's being added to 54 new cities, including Pensacola in North Florida. Overall, there are 300 Lyft cities across the country now. Company's expansion comes at a time when Uber is dealing with a number of issues, including sexual harassment allegations. Former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder has been brought in to conduct an investigation into those allegations. There's a new millionaire in Indiana. The latest Powerball jackpot winning ticket was sold there. It's worth $435 million, making it the 10th largest jackpot in Powerball history. The top prize drops back now to just $40 million for the next drawing Saturday night. The odds of winning Powerball, by the way, 1 in 292 million. Soon you'll be able to quench your thirst for as little as $1 at McDonald's. Starting in April, McDonald's will be offering soft drinks of any size for $1. Small smoothies, shakes, and McCafe frappes will be $2. The company has been looking for ways to boost sales and profits as well as meet customers' needs. Two of those initiatives include their all-day breakfast menu and smaller and jumbo-sized versions of its iconic Big Mac. When we come back, John will have another look at our forecast, and then you're never too old to learn some new things, how a local college is staying true to that belief. Details next in the Spotlight.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
Car experts and customers agree. There's a whole lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now. Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works in contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 4th Annual St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, February 25th and 26th at North Straw Park in St. Petersburg. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the St. Petersburg Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Just to let you know, the latest red tide data has just come in its raw form. It hasn't been made to be looking pretty yet, but I'm going to put the raw data up on our website, mysuncoast.com, under the weather section. Go there and check it out. It's still decipherable. You'll be able to understand what the projections are for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and which beaches might see red tide and which ones won't. It's just in a very text-like format. So we have 70 degrees outside. We have a lot of cloud cover around, and we have a wind that is now out of the northwest at about 9. That northerly component to the wind will draw down drier air, and it's going to feel very nice out there as we head into the next couple of days. Currently, temperatures across the region are generally being held down by the cloud cover around. If we break out into any sunshine this afternoon, which I think we will with time, we'll see those temperatures kind of respond accordingly and jump up 3 or 4 degrees an hour over the course of a couple of hours and maybe top out in the mid to upper 70s. That's what I'm counting on anyway. We're looking at the spiraling gyre of low pressure continuing to press eastward across the region, producing some fairly heavy rainfall in North Florida where there's a good fetch of air off Atlantic waters. But locally, we don't have a lot going on. I know it looks like we do, but the fact is that a lot of what you're seeing here is radar echo that is very, very light, almost a mist here. So, we do get some patchy drizzle in places, particularly inland parts of Manatee County. Might be seeing some actual drizzle out there, but a lot of us are not seeing much of anything at all. That low pressure area continues to drift eastward. The winds come out of the north. We get high pressure building in, and we're left with, I think, a pretty nice couple of days in store for us. Afternoon clearing. I still think in a couple of hours we're going to break out into sunshine. I don't know. Hope I don't have to eat crow tomorrow, but that's what I think is going to happen. Breezy winds around. In any event, we're not going to get a lot of rainfall around here. Warm afternoon in store for us. Taking a look at the RPM computer model forecast, put it into motion, you'll see a couple of showers, try to make their way down, more like drizzle. And then we're left with a pretty nice evening. Tomorrow morning should be fine. Drive time should not be an issue whatsoever. A little bit of cloud around, a lot of blue sky as well. And then as we head into the next several days, we'll be watching carefully this approaching frontal boundary. I don't think it'll bring us too much in the way of any kind of rainfall around here, but I think maybe Saturday night might get a little extra cloud cover, but that's probably about it as the front kind of falls apart as it comes southward. There's our dry air. That brings us a sunny day tomorrow. It's also helping to limit any kind of rainfall potential with the exiting area of low pressure that continues to spin further and further away from us. A nice shot here of the upper level, though, on the water vapor imagery. The dry air will be in place right straight through the weekend. By the way, the futurecast for snowfall still indicating some very heavy, almost historic snowfall in parts of the open plains and intermountain regions if you're traveling to that area. It's going to be kind of a slow go, even into Chicagoland over the next couple of days. Watching some pretty nice weather come our way. That front Saturday night clouds us up a little bit, but then on Sunday, full sunshine, lower humidity, slightly cooler temperatures. Scott?
All right, John, looks great. Thank you. In celebration of Black History Month, a look at some outstanding African Americans in sports. Before Serena and Venus Williams, there was Althea Gibson. The Florida A&M University graduate is the first black woman to compete professionally in tennis. She's also the first black player to win Wimbledon, the French Open, and U.S. Open titles. On the men's side, Arthur Ashe became the first and is still the only African American male tennis player to win at the U.S. Open and Wimbledon. And before Muhammad Ali, there was Joe Louis. Between 1937 and 1945, he held the heavyweight title for 140 consecutive months. That's the longest streak in boxing history. Many people regarded him as the first black national hero. Adolf Hitler tried to use the 1936 Berlin Olympic Games as a way to showcase the Aryan race, but track and field athlete Jesse Owens said otherwise. Known as the Buckeye Bullet, Owens won 4 gold medals during the Games, including the long jump, and that world record stood for 25 years. President Franklin Roosevelt failed to meet with Owens and congratulate him after the Games, as was typical for champions, and the athlete would not be properly recognized until 1976, when President Gerald Ford awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. A movie portraying Owens called Race premiered in theaters last year. So are you still looking for something new and exciting to stimulate and challenge your brain? ABC 7's Linda Carson may have just what you're looking for in the spotlight.
It's a proven fact. If you want to live longer and keep your brain sharp, you need to continue to learn new things as you age. And a great place to do that is the Ringling College Lifelong Learning Academy.
Primarily, we're serving older adults who didn't have time maybe to study these subjects when they were working all the time, but yet they always had an interest in this. And then we have retired professors who are here teaching, or retired business professionals.
The Academy offers more than 300 courses a year to some 3,500 individuals. Spring semester starts March 6, offering classes on 67 different subjects.
We have a class on the architecture of Sarasota, taught by Karen Jones, who is a wonderful architect and retired here to Sarasota. We have courses in everything from meditation to the Civil War and Vietnam War, many different subjects.
Classes meet once a week for 8 sessions at a total cost of only $85.
There are absolutely no grades. There's no credit for the courses. There is sometimes homework if you're taking a literature course, for example. There, of course, you're going to want to read whatever the subject matter is so that you can be a part of the discussion.
The teachers are all volunteers, experts in their field. Tony Moon will share his knowledge about the music business.
I teach music courses on pop music, American pop music from about 1900 all the way to current. That includes rock and roll, it includes pop, it includes country.
And he'll share insider information.
I've been in the music business all my life, basically. Grew up in California, moved to Nashville, became Brenda Lee's conductor and guitarist during her heyday years, her big years during the early 60s.
Steve Gillum is also teaching spring quarter.
I teach meditation, basically. We call it quieting the mind.
Something he has quite an impressive background in.
Well, I've practiced for 40 years, and I've studied extensively with Swami Lakshmanju in India, and I've been to Zen monasteries. I have a couple of Zen masters that I've worked with.
The new semester starts on March 6th, so you still have time to register for classes. You can pick up one of these catalogs where all the classes are listed, or you can go online and check them out. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. There's lots of excitement for the Oscars this weekend. The latest A-lister that may pick up another award. Plus, how one particular parrot is channeling his inner pop star. We'll have that story next.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Contemporary Cabinetry and Closet Concepts. Our strength is in building a relationship with our clients. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. When you organize your home, you simplify your life. Call today for a free in-home consultation or visit the web at contemporarycabinetry.srq.com.
In town? On the town, The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Maine. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
It's the granddaddy of them all, the 89th Annual Arcadia All-Florida Championship Rodeo. March 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, the Arcadia Rodeo Association is proud to present this PRCA-sanctioned event featuring some of the world's best bull, bronc, and bareback riding, roping, barrel racing, and steer wrestling. For the little wranglers, there's a calf scramble and mutton bustin'. Gates open at 11 each day. For tickets, visit arcadiarodeo.com or call 800-749-7633. It's rodeo at its finest. Don't miss the 89th All-Florida Championship Rodeo, March 9th through 12th.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Luxury for less at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Nobody beats Bacon's with Bassett. Rich finishes, beautiful colors, and over 1,000 different fabrics and leathers to choose from. Bassett Custom Furniture at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Right now, all custom premier sofas, upholstered headboards, and ottomans are 40% off. Don't miss this opportunity to get the custom ordered furniture you've been dreaming of for a limited time at 40% off. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Denzel Washington could win his third Oscar Sunday for his performance in the movie Fences. A co-star in that movie, Viola Davis, is nominated as well for Best Supporting Actress. Fences is also up for Best Picture. Washington directed the film, but he's not up for Best Director. Oscar nominee Meryl Streep was honored this week at the 19th Annual Costume Designers Guild Awards. She was given the Distinguished Collaborator Award. She dedicated it to her mom, who wanted to be a costume designer. Streep says Halloween was like the New York Fashion Show week in her house growing up. Rihanna is Harvard-bound, but not to study. The singer will be given the university's Humanitarian Award. The 28-year-old is being recognized for her charitable causes, including building the state-of-the-art center in her native Barbados for oncology and nuclear medicine to diagnose and treat breast cancer. Past honorees have been actor James Earl Jones and late tennis star and activist Arthur Ashe. Speaking of Rihanna, this parrot has it down, doesn't it? If you ever wanted to know what she would sound like as a parrot, there you go. A video is going around social media of that parrot singing its rendition of Rihanna's verse in Eminem's song, The Monster. The parrot's owners haven't been identified, but they're heard on the video speaking in to their talented bird in Portuguese. Although the video has been out since last year, it's just now going viral. Wow.
That's cute.
That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Those birds are amazing. I once saw a Diane Sawyer story on 2020 about parrots, particular kind of parrot. I can't remember the name of the parrot, the kind of parrot. Species, yeah. But anyway, it had a vocabulary of over 2,000 words. Seriously, over 2,000 words.
That's incredible.
It was amazing. It was just amazing. They tested its intelligence. It tested out smarter than me. It was pretty impressive.
A parrot to do the weather. Maybe that's what we need.
Maybe that's what we need.
Like a little mascot to be on your shoulder.
Yeah, you know, I've always wanted a parrot. That'd be kind of cool. A parrot right there.
Yeah.
We have some cloud cover out there giving way, hopefully, to some sunshine. It's been tough to erode away these clouds. Hopefully, this afternoon will do it. Tomorrow, expect a mostly sunny day.
And the weekend looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock. Have a great day, everyone.
Speaking of birds.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500 starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.